Mark Jeffries, God-Given Talent Basketball.
Brandon Bracy, Bracy Skills Clinics, and co-director of Team Rampage.
Christopher Collins, Phoenix Fitness 24/7, co-director of YBA Youth Basketball Academy.
Marcus Kirkland, Style of Others. That's my company. I'm the best trainer in the world. You see, they didn't say it. I'm gonna say it. You know. Oh, also assistant coach / head coach, West Coast Havoc. Now another topic that's crazy. Let's talk about AAU. Now, AAU is crazy, you know. Like I was telling them earlier, okay, so this is my theory on it. Back in the day, you had MJ, you had Kobe. They were serious, they stayed on one team. You know, they demanded some trades, but they really stayed there, right? Then all of a sudden you had LeBron. He made that big decision. Once he made that decision, I don't know, maybe I just start to see it. But as soon as he made a decision, it trickled down all the way to AAU. Now, AAU, you are making, you know what I'm saying, as a coach, you are trying to get any kid, especially if they're good, you're trying to get them on your team by any means. But then you got these big teams, you know what I'm saying? Not saying YBA, you're not a big team. We not.
Okay, you won one game. One game.
I want to know what gets here for sure. I'm sorry. Anyway, you got these teams, you know what I'm saying, take these players. So you're like, damn, so you're trying to get all these good players. But then it's like you talk to the parent, right? You're trying to talk to the parent. So if this is day, you're like, look, you know, your kid can play for me, da-da-da. So you're trying to persuade the parent. You also got to play the kid. Then the mom might come. You got to persuade her to come. And knowing damn well, me and you going to the same damn tournaments. We trying to make life decisions here. Come on, play for our team, please. But then look, they can play for your team, but then they can leave. Yeah. Or they can play on multiple teams, so they can be too tired, or this, that, and the other. So they play in 8 games in 3 weeks, in 2 days. You be like, what the hell? Right. And then they're not giving you all they can because they're playing for so many people. So it's like so many things that go into it, and everybody wants to play on the team that's popping, right? YBA can be popping, but then all of a sudden, Rampage could be popping at one point. So then the kids just go. They just want to go with the movement. You know what I'm saying? Say if Rampage got like 8 scholarships, then all of a sudden you're going to get hella kids that want to come because they heard about the 8 scholarships. Not about the coach, the 8 scholarships, that's all they heard. And all they heard was 8 scholarships. They don't care nothing about the coach, they care about what you got to the table. So now, as a coach, you're trying to make it seem like you got the best thing out. Right now, we're practicing the hardwood palace, we're doing big things. Right. Knowing damn well other teams practice the hardwood palace, but they're trying, you're reaching, you're doing anything you can to try to make that happen, you know what I'm saying? But y'all go ahead, I'm gonna keep going, keep preaching.
You want to go? I know you're gonna bring it home. I mean, I just look at it. I look at it like this with AAU. You know, like you said, different teams have their moments where they're hot, and it's almost like, you know, it's almost like being back in high school where, you know, you might have been just a humble kid, and a lot of females may have not wanted you at the time, but let you come back with the J's and the Gucci. Right. You got this car and your rims is spinning.
Oh yeah, you forgot the uniforms, the shoes, the bag, the traveling. You gotta make sure they travel is good. They gonna say, you paying for food too? No, I ain't paying for food. This team said they paying for food and they got the hotel. So you like, damn, go play with them then. I can't wait to see y'all at Airbnb. Exactly. If you lose, then you're in a lose-lose situation.
So it's just like, you know, I just look at it like that because you're seeing so many programs that have all these things and it looks great to the naked eye, but they don't have substance. The substance is having good coaches that's there to develop you, building relationships that care, that like the structure, that care, value certain things. Like, you know, with us, Rampage, we value academics. I mean, you know, we just had to put some kids on our second, third teams because they didn't have the grades. We could have cut them, but we do care about them. But, you know, you have to value certain things. A lot of programs they're valuing the fluff. They're valuing the uniforms. They're valuing driving the charter buses, the name, the gear, backpack, shoes. They're not really valuing.
If they have an NBA player behind them, they're like, I got this, you know, I got this person behind, you know what I'm saying? And I think that is just crazy to me, like you said. Like, I like what you do. You know what I'm saying? I even came to your game. I don't know if you remember. I came and watched you play. I like how he coached, even though he's crazy. He's a crazy coach. But guess what, though? He's going to get you ready for college. That's what, like, you know, I had a parent tell me about him, and, you know, and they don't know. I'm like, look, first of all, he's my dog. I like Chris. Like, no, he cussed at the kids. I'm like, well, what do you think happens in college? He's passionate. You're getting cussed out. You're getting all that. He's getting you ready for the real deal Holyfield. Right. You know what I'm saying? And every coach is different. But, like, you guys bring something good to the table. and you guys are there. You guys build relationships. You know what I'm saying? I can just tell by your Instagram, you got a relationship with your kids, and just you know everything that's going on. You knew that MJ was training with him.
Yeah.
You knew. You know what I'm saying? Same with him. You guys know everything. I try to be the same. I try to keep up with my players and know, oh, Zach did good this game. Oh, Zach did bad this game. Or Elijah is not playing, or whatever the case. I try to keep up. I care. It's more than just AAU, this little short period of time.
Right.
You know, that's what they try to. Oh, I'm playing with this team. They only care for you for a little bit, and once you're gone, they don't even talk to you no more.
And I talked to somebody about this, and it's crazy. It's crazy that you really look at a lot of AAU programs, like they're behind the kids, but let the kid not go D1 and end up at a JC and see how much they promote.
Yeah, exactly.
They stop promoting them. Like they'll promote them all the way through high school when they're playing, but they had to do a little step back and go to a JC or a prep school, and it's like you never hear about
But
that.
see, there's nothing wrong, because D1's not everything. The AAU so much of D1. That's all you see is D1. And, you know, me growing up, if they would have told me, I went to Simpson, that's one school. What school did you go to?
Trinity.
And that's, what's that?
Chicago, D2.
That's D2, and then you went?
I went to William Penn, NAI.
And
Pacifica.
you know what I'm saying? So, obviously, you know, things work in a mysterious way. You're gonna go, like, that's the way life, you're not, everybody's going D1. Not everybody's fortunate, not everybody's gonna be, to be honest, that good. Was I that good? No, I wasn't D1 good out of high school. I wasn't ready, you know what I'm saying? But you know, some of these coaches are pumping these kids' heads up, taking the money from them, and like, yeah, you're gonna go D1, knowing damn well they're not going. Or we're gonna be going to this showcase and this, that. But really, when you go to these showcases, they're looking at, you know, certain players for one. No, let's go back. They're looking at the team for one. So they're gonna look at the team, but then they're gonna look at the player and how the player fits their system. So you can be killing, but if you don't fit the system, they're not gonna pick you up. Yeah. So you gotta, like, AAU is just so crazy, it needs to come to a, but you know, I know you got a lot to say, you know, about AAU, because I want you to tell you about your story. Let's talk about what, you know what I'm saying, what other coaches did to you. We want to hear this.
Man, I was talking, it was funny, I was talking to Ken the other day. Ken's the other director, so it's me and him. He runs the administrative side. I'm more like the people side, obviously, the recruitment side. And we were talking about literally this yesterday. And YBA is kind of in this in-between area now. So the biggest thing was we ended up getting a Nike contract, so that was huge for us. And the work that went into that, I wish it was a reality show. I could tell you that was a whole story in itself, getting that contract. But we did end up getting a 3-year contract. But we're still in this weird in-between area. And what I mean by that is, like, so if you wanted to go the hierarchy of AAU, right now at the top, sitting at the top is the Open Soldiers, because they have the EYBL, right? And everyone knows the EYBL Nike is the circuit to be on if you want Coach K and Roy Williams and Calipari sitting there in the stands watching you play, okay? Then I would say underneath them, and we're talking like Northern California, underneath them would maybe be like Team Little. You know, they might be the next one. Then underneath that, I believe is like us, Lake Show, West Coast Elite, because they're trying to create a branch out here, you know, in terms of the hierarchy of AAU and the mass and the size and the programs. And now that we've gotten that sponsorship, we're kind of in that ballgame, you know, right? But with all that being said, it's gotten so corrupt and so dirty, and all I make sure that we do is we do not fall into that. My club has 47 teams. 47 teams. I don't even know many AAU programs that have that many. I have over 500 and something kids in this damn program that I gotta keep track of. That's 500 and something kids. That means that's over 1,000 parents. Well, let's not even talk about if they have split homes, where, you know, mom's sitting on one end of the bench with stepdad and dad sitting at one end of the bench with stepmom. And then let's not talk about the kids that are being raised by grandparents. Like, it gets a lot, and it gets ugly. And especially, so my experience, AAU is purest and it's in its best state, 6th grade and below. Mm-hmm. Once you step into middle school and high school, it's ugly. That's when it's cutthroat. That's when everybody's snakes and out there to get after each other. Biggest proponents of this are quite honestly are these fucking ranking programs. Because you know that's when they really start ranking them, is when they get to middle school. Mm-hmm. The EBCs, mm-hmm. the Open Gym Premiers, the Grassroots 365. And I like those guys. I know those guys. I work with those directors. They work with me hand in hand. I know them by name. Great guys. But I tell them all the time, you guys know what you're doing. You making your money. Let's put it like that. You are making your money. Like, I tell these kids all the fucking time, I say, you honestly think when you are sitting down with a college coach who's thinking of maybe giving you a letter of intent as a junior or a sophomore, do you think he asks you about your 7th grade EBC ranking? That no one cares. No one, but you know, these kids value it so much. So if you're the AAU club that's not involved in that stuff, if you're not super involved in social media, if you're not super involved in Simply Basketball and Ball is Life and all these other programs, then you're nobody to them. Even if though you're invested in the kid, even though you're trying to do everything right to make them not only a good person, but successful in life and in basketball, they say, fuck you. You don't got buy me shoes. You're not sponsored. You're not on a circuit. I had an individual, I'm not giving him any exposure, so I'm not saying his name, but let's say he was a young brother who I was trying to help, because I'm big on helping, I'm 35, so I'm big on helping, you know, young up and coming brothers, big time, especially because I'm big on helping the black community out. I promoted his camps, and his first camp, I sent 40, 50 of his kids, and his top 20, his top 40, then top 20, half of his top 20 were 11 of my kids from YBA. And this was his middle school camp. He then did a high school camp. And I brought him about 45 kids from that for his high school camp. And he had about 100 and something. So half of the revenue he's generating is from my kids directly. And I connected him with Courtsmith Basketball. I connected him with Mindset Media. They do the little clothing stuff. I connected him with all that because I know all those people. I know all the directors for that stuff. Well, he comes to me with a proposal one night, basically trying to bribe his brother onto my 17U team. And one thing I don't do, I don't tell my coaches how to pick their fucking teams. I hire them to pick their own damn teams. It's not my job. And our 17U coach, his name's Brandon Cole. He's a former coach at Metro State. Dude's a phenomenal coach. I'm a better coach than him, but he's a phenomenal coach.
So that means I'm on top.
No, you're not better than me, bro. Stop.
Can you just tell the camera the score? I bet you tell the camera that.
You won one game, yes, by 2 points.
Wait, we play y'all this week, or you?
No, Cole, you coached against Cole. Cole going with your ass. I got 15U this year, remember?
Okay, I'll go recruit 15U on Instagram and come and beat you. Don't play with me.
Well, this guy, he came, we had a meeting one night, and he said to me, he said, I want to help you and your program. I have all these college contacts. I have all these college numbers. He shows me his phone. I got all these colleges. I know all these colleges. I know all these colleges. Well, in my mind, I'm like, well, you're only like 23, so how the fuck do you know all these Division I college coaches? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm 30-something, and I've been in this game for a while, and I still don't know every damn college coach like that. Because you could easily just make a spreadsheet and put it full of numbers of what you get on the website. He's saying, no, these are their personal cell phones. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. Well, part of the stipulation of him to help my program out and my kids was I had to ensure his brother was on our top 17U sponsored Nike team. So when you try to use leverage against me like that, bye, meeting's over, see you later. So he turns around and creates his own program right across the street. You know, I'm not gonna say the name. I'm just not gonna say no names.
Because you didn't take his brother.
Because I wouldn't take his brother. So he creates a program across the street and then poaches. He used the database because you know you had to register the email for the camps. He used that database of those emails to poach kids from my club to his, and he got about 4 of them. Most of them stayed, most of them, and parents told me about it, and they don't mess with him at all because he burnt the bridge with me.
So do you keep that professional?
I keep it professional.
That's what I'm
He has personal conversations.
When he told me that, I said, y'all gotta go to the boxing gym. I can stand together. Hey, I'll be the referee. Hey, y'all can just go.
That's when it's his hardest to be professional. Yes, I keep it. I literally haven't seen this guy. I think he's ducking and dodging, and he knows why. But yeah, that's when you are faced with: do I keep it professional or do I go back to the Oakland?
I say you have a lot. You have a lot on your hand. You try to do good. I know we joke around and stuff, but you have a lot on your plate. I would just let it go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have. I mean,
a lot of stuff though, you know, a lot of stuff. Not only AAU, but other trainers talk bad about me or got something to say with me because I don't communicate or I don't want to do things with them. Like I said, I don't know you, so I can't do this if I don't know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard. But like that situation there, that's messed up. That's cold. He tried to flip one on you and
poach my kids
you know
and still, and I deal with that on a daily. I mean, I got AAU programs that come after us and our kids daily. I was at a tournament this last week. I was at the Matt Barnes Elite Tournament, and people were trying to poach my kids at the games and messaging them on Instagram at the games. And my kids are showing me. They're like, "Coach, look who's." It's that insane.
Then for me, like I said, like you got like I'm just a trainer, and down the line, that's something
Trust
I do.
me.
Well, that's
if you do AAU.
Well, that's the question I want to ask. Like, I have a like or I want to build GGT one day to be okay. Now it's also an AAU thing. And like I said, like I want to do it how you guys are doing, where it is about the players. But the question I do have is what is the positive? Like, why are you guys doing it? Why are you guys still in it? Like, for me, why would I want to do it when that day comes? Like,
well, me, Jerome, that's like my brother. So, you know what I mean? He has a son named Jordan, and that's like my nephew now. Yeah. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay. I don't really like, you know what I mean? Or my fifth grade team, Keegan, that's obviously my girlfriend's little brother. So that's why I'm doing that too. But after this, like when they're all said and done, it's gonna be time for me to hang it up and or go to college, go something else, because it's too much immaturity, too much. You know what I'm saying? You would think you get older and people will get mature. No, it's backwards. You know what I mean? And like that situation right there. It's crazy because I was gonna have some of my kids I train go to that. Yeah. So he would have tried to do it on me too, like that. Like that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? So it's like it's tough. That's why
you do it. We heard about the same thing too. I mean that got out.
Yeah, that's what I heard. A lot of people were like.
I mean, I started because of my little brother. My little brother was a junior at the time, and so you know there was no AAU teams in the area, so I just got him and his peers, and we had an AAU team, and it just kept growing. But, you know, I know exactly what he means by the stuff he goes through, because with me being in the Bay Area, we're like, you know, Solano County, we're in the Bay Area, but we're kind of like no man's land too, because we're not really in the Bay Area, and then we're too far away from Sacramento too. So with us being in our area, you see all kinds of programs just coming in and just
they'll try to take your kid as you're shaking hands after the game.
Yes.
That's how bad.
Little things like how they say, oh man, we really love this.
Yeah.
Like, just little stuff
like, for example, you know how we train together and like Hendo trained with you, or like Trey, I told you Trey said something to me like, I want to work with you. You know, so you see how we communicate about that? Like, with the AAU stuff, there's no communication. They're trying to sneak you behind your back and take kids. It's never been that serious to me. Like, you can, if you want to take the kid, take the kid. It's not my kid anyway. There's no, to be honest, there's no kid. Like, everybody I train, they're like my little brothers or little sister. You know what I'm saying? It's family now. It's not. It's more than basketball. Even my AAU team, like now, if someone want to take it, like, okay, go with them. Like, if say Jordan was like, know what, I want to train with Chris, go make it happen. I want you to do better. Don't just depend on me. But you know, like AAU, they just want, everybody wants the cloud, and they want the best kids. And then again, that's gonna hurt you in the long run. Let me tell you why. You could be on the best team, right? Say you're on the Soldier, you're killing it, right? But you're loaded. You got 6'10", 6'11", find the best, right? Then you go to, say, I don't know, a school that doesn't have all that. Now you're not performing that good because you don't got all the pieces. Like, you're not the biggest no more. You're not the strongest. Now you're playing against Zion. Now you went from, I'm big, so now he's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much that goes into it.
So how about you, with all your experience, why are you still doing it?
Well, there's more, for me, it's a multitude of things, but the biggest reason why I coach and why I do this is because, quite honestly, it's fun. I still have fun coaching. I am a competitor to the day I die. No, okay, see, I can't wait till we play. I swear I can't wait till we play. I'm not taking the press off either. When I'm up 80, don't ask me to take the press off.
You're not going to be up 80.
Don't tell me take the press.
Yes, I am. Listen,
unless you go on the court.
Come on, dang it. Boom! Boom! Like, you know, I have to sit back and chill. Like, hey, this barbecue chill. This rope just chilling because, you know, we don't lose. That's what we don't do. You know what I'm saying?
Like, the biggest reason is fun. That's the biggest thing. But there is a lot of positive AAU yields, and I've seen it. And I'm lucky enough to not only be a product of it, but be able to run it. You know what I mean? Like I essentially got my scholarship because of AAU. I played for the Oakland Rebels when I was young, and that was way before AAU was a juggernaut it is now. And my class and who I played against was like Trevor Ariza and stuff. I saw those guys, Tyson Chandler, all those were guys that were on my circuit. So because I was going against guys like that and doing well, that's what got me the exposure to get looked at. So when AAU is functioning the way it was meant to be, which is to give guys just a fighting chance, because I have some kids who go to like these Division VI private schools where no one is going to take a look at them, no one's going to notice them. They can come to my organization and I can give them a stage. I can give them a platform. I say, listen, we're going to go to the SoCal Review Tournament. Okay, I know the guy that runs it, Jerry Freitas. He's going to make sure that we're on that court at 2 p.m. when like every college coach is there. This is your time to show them what you got. Because you're right. No one's going to give a shit about you at your little Division VI averaging 25 points. Like MJ. Right? Like no one's going to care. This creates a stage for you. Now what you do, I can't control. All I can do is put you in the right place at the right time. And that's when I think AAU is functioning at its best. And then for me, in my club in particular, it's like you get such an in-between area. It's like I've learned just be comfortable where you at. Like where I'm at in this middle area where there's still programs higher than us, but yes, there's programs that maybe we're a little better than. I'm okay with that. And I'm lucky enough, I have a good rapport and good relationships with a lot of directors like yourself. And a great example is one kid just this week, just literally 2 days ago, kid on my 15U team. I have two 15U teams I'm coaching. One of the point guard of my other team felt he was too good for that team. So he quit, right? He said, he's too good for this. This ain't gonna get him ready. Keep in mind, I was gonna fully scholarship him. He wasn't gonna have to pay a dime. But he said, nah, quit, right? Because his dad told me you got fired, it wasn't working. So I was like, you know what, we'll take care of it. But he was too good for the team.
He said that, like he told you.
And came to my practice to quit. Drove from Natomas to Rockland to quit. So then this is how I understand life works and how, you know, having a good relationship with directors work. I literally got a text an hour later from Dre, from the director of the Sac Soldiers. Texts me and says, Chris, we're not doing a high school program, and I know you take care of kids, you're a good coach, we've always had a good relationship. I have a 6'1" point guard from, not there, it was River City or something like that. It says 6'1" freshman point guard, played varsity the whole year, I want to send your way. And he came, and he's now going to play for me. Like that's what I mean by the positive side of AAU.
And that goes back to networking too.
Exactly.
When you build your network and you build your brand, stuff like that happens all the time.
When AAU, because like I know the 17U coach for the Oakland Soldiers. Funny how life works. My mother was his teacher. His name's Marshall Collins. He's the head college coach at Alameda College. Malik's a great example, right? Because you know that kid's phenomenal. Malik is a kid that I look at, he's better than my club. There's just certain kids sometimes you run into, you're like, they're too good for my club. I've already talked to Marshall, like, you need to take a look at this kid next year for your 17U Oakland Soldiers team. Because like I said, they're the top. They're the top of the totem pole. And because I'm willing to do things like that, I have great relationships with people. You know what I mean? Not because I'm saying, no, stay with me, stay here. You need to be here and make us look good. I'm like, no, kid, quite honestly, your skill, your abilities have gotten to a point where you might have grown past what I can provide. And if that's your dream to play on that EYBL circuit, I'm not going to hold you from it.
Players first.
But exactly. But how many AAU coaches, how many trainers really do things like that or think like that?
It's true.
Not too many, right?